Tomato chicken soup with tortillas. Welcome to Rain's Kitchen and Garden. My name is Rain. Today I'm sharing a Mexican-style tomato chicken soup made with cilantro and cumin and topped with cheese and tortillas. Talk about comfort food. Let me show you how I make it. These are the ingredients that you'll need. You'll need 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of olive oil. I'm using light tasting olive oil, and we're going to divide that into 2. You might need more or less, so keep the bottle handy. You're going to need 2 cloves of garlic, 1/4 cup or 10 grams of fresh cilantro, 1 cup or 185 grams of canned tomatoes, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin. Now I can't give you that in grams because it's too light for my scale, but if you really like cumin, feel free to add up to 1/2 teaspoon if you like. 4 cups or 1 liter of chicken stock. You'll need 1 chicken breast, some salt to taste if you like, and for the garnish you'll need some tortillas, the cheese of your choice, crumbled or grated, I'm using cheddar, and some lime juice. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare all of my ingredients. Now I've got my blue gloves on because I'm going to be handling chicken, so I figured I'll just keep them on for the entire chopping process. So I've got my 4 tortillas here, and I'm slicing them into thin strips. All right, there we go. So they're in nice thin strips. I'm just going to put these into my bowl, and I'm going to set that aside for now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is grab my cilantro, and I've got my kitchen scissors here. I used to chop my herbs with a knife, but I find it so much easier to use scissors. So basically I need about 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro, and I've got my 1/4 cup measuring cup right here. So I'm just going to grab some cilantro and chop with my scissors without chopping the glove fingers because I've done that before. See how much easier that is? And my gosh, does that ever bring out the aroma of the cilantro. Oh, it's so good. It's got that amazing Mexican flavor to it, aroma. Let's see how much I've got here. Now I'm packing it down because I love cilantro. So let's see here. I'm gonna have a really good sized 1/4 cup. I'm going to cut up a little bit more because I want to use some for the garnish at the end for the soup. All right, let's see what we got here. That is a good 1/4 cup right there if I pack it down. So I'm just going to transfer that onto my plate here, and I'll put the rest in. Now I'm going to chop up my 2 cloves of garlic. Now I'm going to squish it down. That helps to get the skin off real easy. See how easily that comes off? There we go. Now there's cilantro everywhere, but that's fine because all the flavors are going to combine very well together. I'm just cutting off the ends because my garlic is old and it's starting to sprout. And I don't want those sprouted pieces into my soup. Now with all garlic, every time I chop it, I hold down the tip of the knife and I just go across like this. And that's how I chop it. If you have a mincer, feel free to use your mincer. You just want small pieces of garlic. We are going to be blending some of this. But the smaller it is, the better. Because you're releasing all of the flavors as you chop it. If you throw it in one big piece, you're not going to get all that garlic flavor. Did I say flavor? For those of you who know The Simpsons, I'm probably doing Professor Frink. Flavor. Good clavin. All right, I'm going to add the garlic to the cilantro because that's going in at the same time. So I can put that all in the same dish. Oh, it smells heavenly already. Next up will be my chicken breast here. It's a raw chicken breast. And I'm going to get a brand new plate here. And what I want to do is cut it into thin strips. Now this is a thick one, and usually I would cut it this way, but I'm just going to do my best and cut it into really, really thin strips. Now I don't stop there. I turn it the other way and I slice it again. Okay, so these are really thin strips like this, and I'm just going to place those into my plate. See, because if you look at it this way, that's not very thin, is it? You could slice that actually into 3 pieces, 3 little thin strips. They'll cook much faster in the soup if they're thin. And we got a piece here already cut. I'm going to cut this one in 2 as well, so it's nice and thin. Okay, so the chicken's all ready to go as well. Nice thin strips. In my large soup pot, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of my olive oil, and I'm going to warm that up over medium heat. When the olive oil has warmed up, add your garlic and your cilantro. I'm going to give that a little bit of a stir, and I'm going to saute it for about 3 minutes. I'm going to keep a good eye on this because I don't want the garlic to burn. All right, this has been sauteing for about 3 minutes and the fragrance is unbelievable. I'm going to add my 1 cup of tomatoes. I'm going to break them apart just a little bit. Turn my heat back up because I'm going to add my chicken broth. And my 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. But like I said before, if you like cumin, add more. So I'm going to let that heat up just a little bit. And make sure I give that a little bit of a stir now and then. We want to bring this to a boil. My soup has come to a simmer, and usually at this point when it's hot, I take my potato masher and I try to mash down the tomatoes, just so that they're not, you know, whole pieces. Okay, so that's mashed very nicely. I'm going to put the cover on because I don't want the liquid to evaporate too much, and I'm going to simmer this for 20 minutes. While the soup is simmering, I've got a frying pan here, and I'm heating it up to a medium-high heat. I've put the last tablespoon of my olive oil in here, and I'm warming that up because I'm going to use this pan to toast my tortilla slices. My oil is heated very well, so I'm going to drop the slices or strips of my tortillas into the pan. I'm going to do them a few at a time just while my soup is simmering because I don't want to crowd them. I just want to toast them. I want them to be a little bit crisp and light brown on each side. It doesn't take very long. I've put them in for just a few seconds, and look, we've already got a little bit of brown on that side. So I'm going to check all of them. I don't want to burn them, but if they have that little brown on them, that's great. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so these are ready to take out, and I've got a plate with paper towel on that, and I'm going to drain them on the paper towel, and I'm going to set them aside until my soup is ready because this is the garnish. And I'll just keep frying up my tortilla slices until they're all ready. My soup has been simmering for about 20 minutes, so what I'm going to do now is add the chicken slices. I'm going to simmer this until the chicken is cooked, and it should not take long. I mean, look, the pieces are already turning white in the hot liquid, but I like to let it go for about 10 minutes on a simmer just to make sure that the chicken is cooked very well. So let's give this 10 minutes on a simmer. At this point, you should taste your soup to see if you like the seasoning. You could add salt or pepper or whatever you like. I know my taste, so I just add the slightest bit of salt, and that's all I need. All right, my soup is done, and I'm going to try not to spill as I pour this into my soup bowl. We always want to have a beautiful presentation because you know what? Visualization is half the taste, right? If something looks really, really appealing, we're going to want to eat it. So there we go. So what we want to do to make this soup really spectacular is to put our tortilla strips in there, because that's a big part of the soup. It's not just chicken and cilantro and tomatoes. We want the tortillas in there. So I'm kind of building them up a little bit like a pyramid or like a fire, you know, a campfire. And I've got my shredded cheddar here, and I'm going to put some cheddar on top. This is a meal, my friends. It's not just a soup for lunch. It's a meal. And I've got some lime juice here that I'm just going to pour a little splash of lime juice just to give it some lime flavor. And of course, let's top it with a little bit of cilantro just to give it that delicious Mexican flavor. Whoops, and there you go. There's our soup. This soup smells so fresh and delicious. I hope you enjoyed this video today, my friends. If you did, please give it a like and please do subscribe. I have a playlist on my channel called Delicious Soups that you might enjoy. I'll add the link at the end of the video if you'd like to check it out. If you don't want to miss out on future videos, don't forget to hit the notification bell for more home cooking. And don't forget to leave me a comment. I love your comments and I reply to all of them. And please share this video with anyone you might think will enjoy it. Thanks again for watching, my friends, and I'll see you next time on Rain's Kitchen and Garden. Bye!